Welcome to Mortgages and More, your go-to podcast for the latest insights in the mortgage industry. Join us as we dive into expert advice, unveil actionable tips, and learn how to empower the next generation of home buyers. Get ready to elevate your knowledge and make those property dreams a reality. Let's get started. What is up, my friends? We are back.
What an opener. That was so cool, guys. Love this.
You know, we had to pay lots of money to that guy to get him to lend us his voice. So we are thankful for him.
Negotiations.
Yeah.
Well, I think we still owe him a lot of money for it. So if you know any investors.
Sure.
Welcome back, everybody. Brian, we are knee deep into January. Loving on people through these daily 8-minute videos, and we've got a super awesome, super special, very leopardy guest today. Why don't you tell everybody about who we have?
Yes. Well, Kyle, we've had a few of these conversations so far where there's these connection points between you and I and somebody else, and Catherine's right in the center of that. We were all kind of swirling around social with commenting and sharing things that we loved about your first book, Rethink Everything You Know About Social Media. And the three of us did this once before. We did a little book review, and Katherine and I kind of knew each other from the mortgage side of things. And I'm excited, Katherine, to have your voice and expertise as part of our book. And let's get right into it. Let's tease a little bit about what your chapter is going to cover for our audience and for the readers.
Sure. Well, thank you, guys. So happy to be with you and thrilled to be part of this project. I think it's incredible timing, and it's really time to collaborate. You know, on everything, on every level. 2024 should be the year of collaboration. So thrilled to be doing this with you. So, you know, being in the mortgage industry for the last 6 years as both a chief digital officer and a chief marketing officer, I have a lot to say about personal branding. And I think that maybe you two would know a little bit about that, huh, Kyle? I think you've kind of become the master of that.
Not like you. No, we're here to learn from you.
Well, awesome. Well, one of the things I really talk about in the book is that, you know, it takes a certain sort of person to be able to sell. Right, Brian? I mean, you're constantly, no matter where you are in a company, you're always having to sell. But the guys who that's all they do is sell, right? Particularly these loan officers that only eat when they sell. Right. That's just a certain sort of personality. But it's very different than a marketer. And so the concept is, you know, marketing is really a science where selling is really an art. And so as you start to kind of try to get your share of voice out there, like how do I expand my presence and expand my voice? You need to start to think a little bit more like a marketer, because you're not selling one-to-one. When you're selling one-to-one, boy, you guys are phenomenal, right? We have the best of the best in this industry. Lots of people who have been doing this for a long time. So the concept is that, you know, starting to think like a marketer and thinking like a scientific marketer, you need to realize what's going on with the people that you're broadly speaking to. And what's happening with them is they're seeing as many as 10,000 brands a day, legitimately, right? You wake up on your Sealy mattress, you use your Crest toothpaste, right? Where we get in our Lexus, you know, we go buy that Chick-fil-A, you know, we literally, and think about how many brands flash by us online all day long. So it is very, very difficult when you're trying to kind of say, hey, remember me, that you don't get too down the funnel of this is specifically how you qualify for a VA loan. This is specifically what I'm going to need from you. This is exactly how the percentage you're going to have to put down or not put down, because unless you're getting a mortgage, you're really not that interested in those things, right? It's just like when you're pregnant. When I had 2 children, when I was pregnant, all I cared about is every single month and quarter and what the next scan was supposed to read and, you know, what I was supposed to be eating and all of those things. But when I wasn't pregnant, of course, I still loved children, and I liked, you know, hearing about, you know, young children as I was raising mine. But I didn't really care about the intricacies of the capabilities of the next scanning device, right? So what we're really competing for out there is time. We are competing about, for someone's memory of you. Not Don't teach anyone how to do a mortgage. They hope you know how to do a mortgage. And so I go into that in the chapter.
I love that. And I think it's so like perfect for this time, because the formal roles of sales and marketing are totally blended right now, right? With what we're doing on this platform and what we do every day on the different platforms, we're all marketers and we're all salespeople. And I think bringing it together and teaching it is so helpful and so needed.
Yeah.
So Katherine, we purposely kept our chapters small because we wanted to have like actionable takeaways. And we know in your head, there's so many other things that you could have written about and could have shared. Can you give us one, idea or something that didn't quite make the cut for your chapter of the book that you could share with the group?
Absolutely. So I followed the directions very well, as executives should. And, it ended up being sort of limiting. So the chapter is a very strong case for proving to you how you're competing with time and attention, but not the path to actually winning the competition. And so, you guys have this genius concept, Kyle. I love this about your first book, that, you've got the QR code where you can go get a video and learn more. So that video goes into more detail, I should say, about exactly how to surround someone with your presence, how to actually implement that.
Love that.
For somebody that would say, gosh, I'm so lost right now. I think I'm more of a cold-blooded salesperson that's just like burning and turning, and I'm not trying to build relationships. Like for what you're teaching, like what does step one look like for them to begin?
Yep. Step one is to be conscious. So it is to make a plan. So I actually say there's really just two steps to this. One is going to be to consciously decide that you're going to do this and to make that plan. And then the second is you really can't get in front of someone as many times as you need to remind them who you are, but your technology can. So I get into the technology stack. Brian, if you think of FinLocker, every time a borrower does something in there, that could initiate alerts both to the loan officer to initiate some kind of action, or an alert back to the borrower, right? So there's 2 or 3 or 4, alerts that you did not have to do on your own. So again, we say this, for a while now, the people who do not use technology will be replaced by those who don't, not because the technology is just so cool. It's certainly convenient, but it's not just that it's so cool. You cannot compete for the amount of attention people need to remember you without automation. And that's what the tools do.
So good.
Yeah. To me, it's all about scaling, right? It's one thing to, understand the importance of personal branding, but it's how do you scale all those interactions so that they're meaningful and impactful when they're happening. And that's where leveraging the tech stack really, is definitely part of the recipe for success.
That's exactly right. And own it, own your brand. We really do not, I have a very small company. I do not have enough money, budget, ad spend to, have this leopard print on everything in the world. But every time I am on, I have something on with leopard print on it. And the whole Leopard Job is find your spot in the world. And so people hopefully remember, oh, it's the girl with the spots on her shirt all the time, right? So they're not necessarily going to say, oh, that's Katherine Campbell with Leopard Job. There's just not enough money that I have to expand that. So don't be so concerned. Be more concerned that they go, oh, you're looking for a mortgage. I got this guy. Wait, he's going to show up here. He's going to be in my feed. If they have to go too far down that feed, you've missed them, right? So This is like this, I talk about this in the book, that this is like the mattress. If you only get a mattress every 15 to 20 years, that mattress company has to be in front of you all the time. Well, that sounds odd if you only get one every 15 or 20 years, but how would they know when you're going to get a mattress? So if they miss you, they've missed you for another 15 years. They cannot afford to miss you. So they're in front of you all the time. It's the same thing you need to do. It's not like this powerful content that's so branding as much as it is you're available.
Absolutely. Guys, you are in for a treat when you get to Katherine's chapter in this book. I can't wait for y'all to read it. Katherine, it's an honor to have you alongside us for this project. And we can't wait for you guys to get this coming soon next month. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Thanks, guys. So fun.
Thank you.